My Burbank Talks presents another edition of The Week That Was and The Week That Will Be, a weekly podcast featuring highlights and commentary on local events and issues taking place right here in Burbank. Now, let's see what's on today's agenda as we join our program.
Hey, well, thank you. Thank you very much. Hey, Burbank, Craig Sherwood here with you once again for another Week That Was and The Week That Will Be, our September 3rd edition, and also our 40th show of the year. Holy cow. They just move right along, don't they? Anyhow, as always, we have a humble request that you like this video and please subscribe to the channel so YouTube continues to recommend this video to others like yourself, and also think about a channel membership to support us here at My Burbank. Last week's Word of the Week winner was Charlie Huff, who sent in the word hula. That's right, it was hula. I think hulu like the channel. No, it's hula. So Charles Huff, please send us your address, and I'll be glad to send your gift card out to you, and that'll be a great thing. Alrighty, we will have another Word of the Week later in the show, so please keep listening. Last week on the YouTube channel, we uploaded a video of the new McCambridge Park Recreation Center mural. While it is nice, it seems a little generic to me. Not that the artist did not do a good job, he did. But in all honesty, I kind of miss the old bicentennial mural that donned the stage area before. So, nice to have it done, but too bad we lost a little of that history. Let's move on to Tuesday last week. City Council meeting. It was the first night of the new oral communications. I still did not like the format. I just don't think if somebody shows up after the cards have been turned in, then they're not allowed to talk, especially if there's only 4 or 5 speakers that night. I think they should do something like, if they're under the 20 speaker threshold, then let people turn in cards until that happens. Because if somebody's a little bit late, they're going to get shut out. I just don't like that finality in it. I understand the phone thing, but not the in-person. So hopefully they're going to think about that. The council did vote 5-0 to put something together on banning short-term rentals. It makes sense because of the housing. If you look at the housing in Burbank, it needs to get out of the state sanctions. And right now, when you have all these short-term rentals going through B&B, it's very interesting that these houses now and apartments cannot be rented because they're up for Airbnb. I thought it was also very interesting that somebody brought up the point that on the staff report it said, well, the city can't figure out where the Airbnbs are. And somebody said, you know what, I had my daughter call, and in 2 days she found 200 addresses. So come on, Burbank. Is it really that hard? I'm sure you wouldn't enforce it, you would. Don't make excuses, because people in the public will look right through that stuff. So, am I in favor of banning the B&Bs? Absolutely. But let's make sure we have it, once again, let's make sure, as I said before, have an enforcement that we can actually use, okay? So, we'll see when they bring it back, what it looks like. We also did a little bit of a deep dive into the ordinance, and we put that on the YouTube channel, about a 10-minute podcast. So it kind of spells it out for you, so it might be worth listening to if you're interested. Also, they changed the Burbank Municipal Code, establishing a prohibition on carrying or possessing specified items while attending or participating in any public demonstration, rally, protest, picket line, or public assembly. It passed 4-1. Councilmember Anthony was the lone no vote because he said the law currently on the books already covered all these situations. This was not asked for by the city council. It was something the police department wanted to do. I understand what they're trying to do. But once again, is it going to become selective enforcement? And by the way, this is once again something else that never saw the police commission with any kind of input on it whatsoever. It just, once again, police commission, which I think is something vital, it should be useful, not useful once again. The council also voted 5-0 to come up with a procedure for picking the mayor and vice mayor. Once again, why do we spend time on things like this? 5 people come up with a plan. It's like oral communications. This seems to change every 10 years. There used to be a policy that nobody could be mayor or vice mayor in an election year. So they couldn't put mayor or vice mayor on the ballot. Well, that's gone now. Now we're doing it they want to do it by seniority. They want to do it by who hasn't been. They want to do it by who has more votes. There's 5 people there. Rotate, okay? Figure it out. Rotate, nominate somebody, get some votes. Let's move on. The mayor is just a figurehead in Burbank. Okay? Right now, I will say this, we have a very involved mayor and a very involved vice mayor. So, but that's their role. So why are they squabbling about this stuff? Why are we taking up 45 minutes of a council meeting about how we're going to elect a mayor, or not elect, but just choose a mayor and vice mayor? We're going to do it every year. We'll put it on the books. 10 years from now, a council will change it again. Waste of time. Just stay with what we have. It's worked fine for a long time. Okay, moving to Friday. Friday Night Lights saw both Burroughs and Burbank winning their Pacific League games. The Bears defeated Glendale 49-0, while the Bulldogs handled Arcadia 46-10. That takes us to the weekend. On Saturday, they had the Pride Festival at Johnny Carson Park. I got to admit to you, I apologize for not mentioning it last week, but we had not received anything about it. Hope everyone had a great time. It was great weather. So please, next year, let us know all about it, because that's becoming a bigger and bigger event in Burbank. And they keep moving to a better location every year. Johnny Carson Park is a great spot for it. So, all righty. That's kind of it for the week that was. We got a lot coming up on the week that will be. So let's take a quick commercial break and be back in a second.
Enjoying the show right now? Thinking you may want to do your own podcast? Burbank Talks is renting out our podcast studio on an hourly rate. You can do audio podcasts or both audio and video, and even bring in guests to talk with. We will help you get set up on podcast platforms and start a YouTube channel, and we can edit your productions to make you look and sound your very best. If you're interested, please drop us an email at studiorentals@myburbank.com. That's studiorentals@myburbank.com, and we will get back to you. Now, back to our show.
All righty, we are back for the week that will be. So, today, Monday, to start with, later today, we'll be posting our Ask the Mayor show for September. Mayor Nick Schultz stopped by this past weekend to record the show, which we hope you find interesting and insightful. I want to also thank the mayor for doing this every month. He's on top of it. He wants to do it. He wants to get the word out there. I wish we'd get more questions from people, but at least we get something out there where he's able to talk to people and explain some of the policies and what his thoughts are. So we're very grateful that he does this every month. So that's going to be out later today. If you're watching this later in the week, then it's already out, and go back and find it and give it a listen. It's on our podcast platforms and the YouTube channel. Well, today there are no meetings. Can you believe that? No meetings on a Monday. I can't. Usually we have 4. Now we have none. I don't know. But there is something that I think is very important. From 6:30 to 7:30 at the Community Services Building is A Brighter Future with Solar Energy in Burbank. As part of Water and Power's ongoing commitment to sustainable energy and community engagement, the Water and Power is exploring updating their rate structure to a solar net billing system. They want the community's input as they shape the future of solar energy in Burbank. So join them at their meeting on Monday night at the Community Services Building and share your thoughts, and engage with the leaders and experts. Your participation is crucial as we move forward to make these changes. And in all honesty, it's something we really need. a lot of people want to get solar, but there's not been a lot of incentive in Burbank because, let's face it, we own our own power company. So if we start using our own power company, then all of a sudden, what would happen to our, to our infrastructure? We're not going to make enough money to support our own thing. But hopefully, if we do this right, and we can sell our excess power off, it's going to be a win-win for everybody, which I think is what is going to happen. So solar is the way to go, especially for homes right now. I'm not so sure about electric cars at this point. I think we're still in a situation, we're still trying to figure all that out. But solar for cars, I think is important. Let's move on to tomorrow, on Tuesday. Here's something really, every year, great thing. Burbank Police will be unveiling their pink police cruiser at the Burbank Police Station, right in front of the statue and on the corner of 3rd and Orange Grove. It's at Tuesday, October 1st at 11 a.m. The pink cruiser will be on display throughout October in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and it's going to be at various community events also. The Burbank Athletic Federation will meet at 6 p.m. at the Community Services Building, and they're going to vote on a project list priority from their tour they took earlier facilities. I wish I could tell you what they want to talk about. I wish I could tell you more about their tour, but they don't put anything on the website. There's nothing on their agenda. There's no staff reports. So it's hard to tell you what's going on when they don't record their meetings and they don't put any minutes on the agenda. So I'd love to know what they are going to recommend or what they saw. We'll try to find out for another meeting. They're also going to have board member recruitment, so I guess they're down on somebody. But once again, I just don't understand why there's no staff reports or previous meeting minutes that can be viewed by the public. Now, here's something for you that this is off the norm, so pay attention here. The City Council is going to meet at City Hall. The first meeting is at 4 p.m. It is a joint meeting with the Police Commission for the report from the Office of the Independent Review Group regarding the police department. I'm going to go over a couple things, highlights, some bullet points for you. One is critical incidents. The report highlights an in-custody death due to complications from diabetes and narcotics. The investigation found policy violations by 8 employees and led to several systematic improvements, including policy changes for extreme intoxication arrests and the introduction of body-worn cameras for jail staff. 2. Misconduct investigations. The report reviewed 17 misconduct cases, noting strengths in Burbank Police's investigative processes, including detailed notification letters to complainants and timely completion of investigations. However, it recommended enhancing internal communication about misconduct investigations and formal documentation of allegations against executive staff. 3. Use of force. The report reviewed 14 use of force incidents, finding that most were within policy but identified areas for improvement, such as issuing clear warnings before using force and the role of supervisors in managing incidents. Recommendations include reinforcing the importance of warnings and evaluating the use of closed fist head strikes. Yikes. 4. Vehicle pursuits. The report noted a reduction in vehicle pursuits but identified ongoing challenges with policy compliance. It recommended fully considering all risk factors in the balance test and evaluating additional tools for safety resolving pursuits. So, that is kind of what that's going to be first on with the police commission, and then there's going to be a report about carrying or possessing certain items at a protest. This was brought back after the city council last week asked, had the police commission been told about this? Which the answer was, of course, no, because the police department does never ask the police commission about anything that is about policy in advance. The police commission is usually the last people to know. Go figure. The police had to be reminded to present this to the police commission. So it's just, once again, very little respect for the department, for the commission. It shows what a lack of power and oversight they really have. So now the regular meeting will start at 6 p.m. One of the things they're going to do will it'd be adopt an ordinance establishing the prohibition on carrying, possessing specified items while attending or participating in any public demonstration, rally, protest, picket line, or public assembly. So in other words, what they're going to talk about with the police commission, they're just going to give them an overview, and then they're going to vote and do it. Once again, Councilman Anthony voted against this, saying that we already have the laws in place that will deal with this. I understand the police department's wanting to make sure to be proactive sometimes in these kind of things. So you see somebody walking up with a baseball bat, while they haven't swung it yet and they haven't done anything with it yet, you don't bring a baseball bat to a protest unless you plan on doing something. You know, wait till after you break a window, after you hit somebody, and then arrest them and say, okay, where you could say, you know what, we see you have a bat. If you don't get rid of the bat, we're going to arrest you. I think it actually is a good policy because why wait till somebody gets hit over the head if you don't have to? So that's kind of what the city council is up to on Tuesday. Wednesday, let's see here. Oh, what else do we have? Oh, you know what? Stand by. We forgot one thing on the council agenda. They're going to review the Livable Communities Initiative. I'm not sure what that is all about. I didn't really take much of a look. It's on Wednesday. So let's move on to Wednesday here. Number one, you're going to wake up early. Okay, time to get up early on Wednesday, at least for some of us who have to do like our sleep, but stay up late the nights before. But wake up early and get some coffee with a cop. This is going to be held at IKEA from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. It's a good time to go and talk with police if you have questions about the department. So, and you get free coffee out of it too. So you don't have to buy anything. You have to worry about going home and missing the bolt or something, whatever happens at IKEA. The Civil Service Board meeting has been canceled on Wednesday. And of course, the Youth Board meeting has been canceled. Don't know why, but it's been canceled. On Thursday, the Heritage meeting has been canceled. So we're just canceling meetings everywhere. Thursday, the Park and Recreation Board will have a special meeting at 4 p.m. where they're going to have a parks facility tour. Okay? The tour is going to focus on the program and overall condition of each facility. The recommendation is to provide input on the toured facilities, facility estimated time of tour. So they plan on being in McCambridge Park on Glen Oaks from 4:30 to 5:25 p.m. at the Recreation Center. The aquatic facility, ball field, the lights, the playgrounds, picnic shade structures, the Burbank Tennis Center, and the Stout Canyon Nature Center at 5:35 to 5:50 p.m. Be nice if they took a little video with them and be able to view the meeting or something, but that's the way that is. Burbank Water and Power Board will meet at 5 p.m. at the Water and Power Building. They're going to get an overview of Burbank's water and power programs funded with the Electric Public Benefits Funds. There's also going to be a school board meeting at 6 p.m. at City Hall. And there's going to be a public hearing in the matter of determining sufficiency of pupil textbooks. There you go. There's the word. It's textbooks. That is the word of the week. So, send in the word textbooks on the subject line to contest@myburbank.com and make sure I say, once again, put textbooks in your subject line and we'll pick a winner and they'll get a $25 gift card next week and we'll announce it on the beginning of the show. So that's it. And once again, it's textbooks. Okay, so they're going to talk about textbooks and the sufficiency of they have enough and instructional materials for the coming school year. Friday, something to do on Friday for you. Ventura County Women's Artists Symphony of Color has an opening reception at the Betsy Lukey Creative Arts Center from 7 to 9 p.m. 10 women artists from Ventura County are showcasing their work in an exhibit titled Symphony of Color, which explores rhythm, movement, and visual melody. This kaleidoscope of color and visual stimulation promises a captivating experience and a feast for the eyes. So there you go. That's the motor of the weekend. Dig returns. And everyone's meeting at the Johnson Center at 8 a.m. to work on making the facility beautiful. Don't forget to bring your shovels, your rakes, and your hose. Saturday night, the Burbank Galaxy Day, 7:30 to 10 p.m. at the Dignity Health Sports Park. So you can buy your tickets now for a chance to get on the field and be involved in watching the Galaxy play their game. They have some neat stuff also for you. What else do they have here? They have, let's see, the first 5,000 fans get a fan appreciation scarf. First 5,000 fans also get a Dia de los Muertos bobblehead. Yikes. I'm sorry. I'm really, to our Spanish-speaking people, I'm sorry. They also get a Dia de los Muertos beanie ticket pack. I know, I'm butchering it. I'm sorry. I'm just butchering it. But you get the meaning, okay? I apologize. You know, I will... The only Spanish lesson I ever got was 1 year of Spanish at Jordan Junior High School, 8th grade. That's it. 1 year of Spanish. And very limited. So sorry about that. Okay. Moving on. Last thing left is Craig's comment. My comment this week is about civic engagement. It's about voting. It's about knowing who the candidates are, what they stand for. Are you involved in any way? Do you know who the candidates are? Do you even know there's an election of Burbank City Council people? Do you even know who the city council members even are? I have a feeling if you listen to this show and you're listening this far in, you probably do. But you walk down the streets and you say, can you name, one or two council members in Burbank? They look at you with glassy eyes saying, huh? How about the school district now? They went to voting districts. Do you even know what voting district area you live in? Do you even care? These are problems that we have to, I got to tell you the truth, I don't know how we're going to fix this stuff. Because people just seem not to care until they want to build a 20-story building in their backyard, or they want to, change the street to 4 lanes, or take away 3 lanes, or then they get upset and they move to go to City Hall, and they complain and they bitch. Well, great. But how about being involved in the process beforehand? How about knowing what goes on in the city beforehand? People live in this city because it's a great city. Well, what makes it a great city? We have good leadership, we have good police, we have good fire, we have good schools. But that stuff doesn't happen by accident. It's community engagement. And that 5% of people who seem to be doing everything to make that sure that this is a good city could use some help. So, my comment this week is, learn about the city. Like I say, if you're probably, if you're watching this show or listening to this show in your car on a podcast channel, you probably do get it. So here's my challenge to you. Find 5 people who don't know and talk to 5 people. Tell them how important it is to vote. Tell them who you're going to vote for and why. Tell them what goes on in the city. What's happening. The projects, the development, all those things. Find 5 people, educate them. My friend Ross always says all people care about is really simple. They flip the switch and their light goes on. Once a week, the trash gets picked up, the streets get swept, and that's all they care about. You got to care about more than that. You got to care about your taxes. You got to care about what they're spending, what the policies are, what's going on. So, I've never understood people who don't get involved in the city that they live in. I get it. If you live in Los Angeles, it's a cluster, and there's just too much going on in LA. But in Burbank, 17 square miles and 100,000 people. I think you can figure out how to get involved in things. So that's kind of my comment is civic engagement. Just getting to know your city besides where your house is located and where the store is and where the closest restaurant is. Get to know more about the city. How does it work? Okay. Anyhow, that's it for another week. Once again, please subscribe to our channel. Hit the like button. That helps a whole bunch. And please, once again, consider a channel membership. Because that's, again, financially, that does help us. Okay, so we appreciate that. If you're listening to your car on one of the podcast channels, thank you for listening. Thank you for being involved in my Burbank and hearing what's going on. We've got a lot of videos we put on. We got a lot of podcasts we do. We got a lot of stories on our website. You should be checking our website every single day to see what's going on in the city. And when it happens, we cover it. Check out the website. And lastly, support our advertisers. We have a lot of people who advertise on our website. A lot of local businesses. Go into that business and say, you know what? Thank you for supporting local news. Thank you for supporting my Burbank. Because if there's no my Burbank, where do you get your news from? Where's it going to get? Who's left? So thank our advertisers. Support our advertisers. Because that's what, that's what keeps us going. We're not making billions of dollars here, but we are trying to do the best work we can for you as a listener or a viewer. So once again, support the channel, do what you can. We appreciate it. That's it for me, Craig Sherwood, signing off, and I will see you next week for another edition of The Week That Was and The Week That Will Be.
Thank you for watching the latest My Burbank video. If you have it in your heart, please consider helping us by clicking on the super thanks down below. Or even better, go to our channel and consider a membership. Your support is what keeps My Burbank going strong.